We're back. We're back here on the Dance Golf World podcast, the one and only golf podcast in this room right now. And I'm proud to be a part of it. Josh, it's November.
Yeah.
Year's winding down.
You participate in any no whatever November?
You know, I always think I'm gonna. I make big plans, but this year, you know, I got a brand new baby on the way. It's going to be here any old moment now. So I decided not to clutter up the season with too many things, you know, with all that happening. How about yourself?
You know, I lasted a solid 30 minutes in the No Nut November.
You were going for no nut?
No, I can't do that.
30 minutes.
I can't do that.
30 minutes after midnight, you're just making a ham sandwich.
Yep.
Wow.
And then I had a buddy actually in college who would attempt, and he was successful. But I told him, I go, dude, you just got a brand new girlfriend at the time. Got a brand new girlfriend.
Who's he torturing more?
Yeah, I know.
Or, you know, you always hear, but you know, ladies, I got a headache. I don't feel like it. Did she love it?
Who knows? But do you think you should get a mulligan? You get a mulligan or a breakfast ball for the first week?
That's a great point. Well, what would be the determining factors on who gets one? Does everybody? Is it
everyone gets one? Because say you're in college, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like an American Pie moment. Like a hot ass foreign exchange student just comes in and just wants to get all up on you.
Right. It's not like I'm not breaking No Nut November. I'm just capitalizing on an unforeseen opportunity that shouldn't go to waste.
And I feel like for someone that's single, and you get that, if you're in a relationship, it's a little different. I feel like if you're in a relationship, you have to, it's almost like it has to be planned. Like I'm planning my mulligan after this time, like this is when it's going to happen and all that. But when you're single, definitely if something throws you something thrown out of left field is the term, actually. I didn't realize what the term was, but if something's thrown out of left field and it's one of those ones where you're like, oh, yeah, I can't miss this. You know,
I didn't grow up Catholic or anything, so I never did Lent. But, you know, I always had friends who did it. You know, I'm pretty aware of the seasonal thing that people do. But it seems like people get a lot more aggressive in November.
Oh, yeah.
With what they're giving up. You know, like Lent's always like, oh, I'm not having chocolate. You know what I mean? Or, you know, whatever. I'm not having fried food. But November rolls around and people are like, I give up alcohol. I'm not going to touch my meat. Like, it's like, wow.
Actually, you know what people do? They call it Sober October.
Yeah, well, there's
Halloween.
No drink November's the other one.
Oh,
there's Sober October and then no drink. Like for people who like maybe wanted to get on the October train, missed it, they'll go for a no drink November. I'm telling you, it's an aggressive month.
Yeah, it's very aggressive. I'm currently, I don't know if I'm going to finish it, but I haven't shaved yet.
Oh, okay. You're going for a no shave November.
It's getting to the point, though, where it's starting to look really bad. So I have a neck beard.
Is there like a like a breakthrough point where like you've got to go through the awkward phase? It's like if you're, you know, switching like hairstyles, you know, you have to like grow out to a point where like, okay, now it's working.
No.
Do you think you'll get there?
No.
There's going to be no like, you know, grizzly man from the woods beard that comes out and people are like, oh my God.
I can't fill it in.
No.
So like I think it might be because, on this side at least, because of my surgeries.
Yeah.
Because they did have to make a small incision, other than it all being inside my mouth with my jaw surgery. But it was just not growing in. I tried this side, tried this side.
Have you ever seen those tools where it's like a bunch of like prickly blades and you gotta, I've never done one.
I don't trust that.
Looks terrifying. It's like 7,000 mini acupunctures like everywhere.
At that point, just make a tattoo of a beard on my face. You know what I mean?
I guess you could.
But yeah, I might just shave it all off. It just sucks because it's not just like a light ginger, like almost you could say it's blonde, like type of ginger. No, it's like dark. It's dark red, and I can't fix it.
You know, some people are blessed in various ways.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, some men are blessed down low. Some men are blessed up high. And then there's some guys who just got it all going on and it's unfair. And I would be the opposite of whatever those guys are in all aspects. All right, moving right along. So PGA of America names a new president, huh?
Yeah.
I wonder why. What are they not happy about?
I think didn't that guy step down?
You know what? Honestly, I'm not. I'm reading the headlines right now, so I haven't dove into this story. But if you know anything about this, fill in some context here.
So PGA Master Professional Don Ria Jr. of Mesa, Arizona, was elected into the position Thursday last week, and is going to serve a 2-year term. At 57 years old, he's been a PGA of America member for 22 years.
It's a late start.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's like late 30s and he's like, you know what? I know what I'll do now.
I'll be in the golf scene.
Yeah, I'm gonna become a PGA pro.
He owns and operates Augusta Ranch Golf Club in Mesa, Arizona.
Is that weird? Augusta Ranch, like when people do that?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like there's Augusta National. We all know it. It's one of the most, legendary, famous golf courses in history. And then you'd be like, well, I know what we'll call ours in Mesa. It'll be like Augusta Ranch.
Yeah,
I think that's weird.
It reminds me of like when you go to like Jewel,
yeah,
and you get the off-brand, like the.
That's our local grocery store, by the way.
Yeah, local grocery store, like your local grocery store brand of like pop.
Yeah,
compared to like
that's what we call soda, by the way.
Sprite.
Welcome to the Midwest.
Rather than like a Sprite, I'm getting like some.
Well, you see that a lot at like a Walgreens, or they'll have like NyQuil and then like Walquill or something. You know what I mean?
He was actually named the PGA of America secretary in 2020 and the vice president in 22. So he's been in the mix.
I mean, if you really think about it, of all the PGA pros out there, in his 22-year term from becoming a PGA pro, member, whatever you want to call it, to climbing the ranks to president, I mean, that's pretty solid.
Now I think I know why they changed presidents, because they have a 2-year term.
Oh.
So last term,
do you think they campaign like it's like a whole election season?
I wonder. I would love to see that. I would love to see how that goes down. I will make
more mulligans legal for the people, my constituents, and the citizens of golf.
Yeah, but the old director, John Lindert, he's from Lansing, Michigan.
Okay. Nice area.
He served his full term in 22, so he's going to come back in and do exactly pretty much what he did, because he did a pretty decent job at it compared to...
Yeah, I mean,
And then Nathan Charms, the general manager and director of golf at Wing Haven Country Club in O'Fallon, Missouri, will succeed Rhea as vice president.
Okay. Wow.
I have actually a funny story about O'Fallon.
You're aware of O'Fallon? I've never heard of it in my life.
So there's an O'Fallon in Missouri and an O'Fallon in Illinois.
Who
is right on the border, right on that St. Louis border.
Are they nearby each other?
It's pretty much the same city, just different states.
Wait, isn't that like Kansas City is like that? There's Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas City, Kansas. Like the split?
I think so.
KCK, KC Mo.
Yeah, so...
Why are they doing that down there? Missouri should calm down. Like,
I own the town.
Yeah?
Yeah, so my senior year, I placed third in state in bowling in O'Fallon, and then in baseball, I hit the first home run of the season, my first ever career home run, over the fence.
Wow.
In O'Fallon.
Wow.
Yeah, so
you're legendary there.
In the matter of like 3 months, I did all that. Yeah. In 2 trips.
I wouldn't be surprised, and it's probably there. You haven't seen it yet, that you don't have one of those like spray painted murals on a big brick wall on the side of a building where they like pay homage to you. There's like a bat and a bowling ball, and it's like,
I was good. I ain't that good.
You're like, you're the guy from the spray paint mural.
I'll tell you something. Legends never die.
Legends never die. Although, aren't there some legends that are dead now?
A bunch of them, yeah.
Yeah, that saying is stupid.
Bunch of them.
That's too bad.
I know.
Well, hopefully, this new regime at the PGA of America will really bring some wonderful new things to the organization, to golf. Obviously, they are the backing force behind the PGA Championship. Who knows? Maybe this guy will have some new vision for including the members of Live Golf. I mean,
I'm excited.
I don't know.
I'm excited for it. See if there's any good changes, any bad changes.
Did you hear Rory McIlroy was making comments on the president-elect and former president Donald Trump, made comments about the merger between the PGA Tour and Live Golf, and how Donald Trump says that he thinks he can get the deal done in moments. And Rory McIlroy had some pretty positive comments about that. He's like, hey, man, like, this guy thinks he can get it done. Let's get it done. Everybody wants this deal to get done.
Everyone just wants to be all together again.
Everybody wants to be back together.
I feel like with this whole PGA Live stuff, if it doesn't happen within the next 2 years, it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
And everyone just wants to play with their buddies again. Like, you see, like, these guys talk to each other. It's not like, oh, you went over to Live, you're not my friend no more. I mean, of course, there's some people that are like that, but for the most part, everyone's boys. Like,
yeah,
they're all tight.
What are your thoughts on that? I mean, I feel like the guys who went to Live, like say, for example, like John Rahm, obviously he got a tremendous amount of money to go do that. I mean, an unbelievable, like generational beyond generational wealth to go do that. But at the same time, there's like sort of like a clock ticking on his stardom, his star power. And every sort of week in the PGA Tour season that goes by, he's slightly more forgotten. But at the same time, all of these guys want the two tours to come together. They want something to happen to unify these. The only way that's going to happen is if there's enough weight and players and value in the Live Golf side to really make it worthwhile to have, good negotiations and the whole thing. So in some regard, there are people who had to, we'll say, fall on the sword to head over to Live to help make this thing come together. What do you think? Obviously, John Rahm said it before he went. He said, I don't need the money. Like, what if I've got 50, 100 more, 200 more $1 million, whatever it is, or 480, whatever he got. He goes, how does my life change? I'm flying in private jets. I have gigantic houses. I can travel anywhere on the planet. I've got any car I would ever want. Do you feel that it's sort of admirable for them to go do that? Do you think it's stupid they go do that? I mean, if it's not truly about the money, allegedly, if it's not going to change his lifestyle at all, do you think John Rahm really took it upon himself to help bring this thing together? Or, nah, it was just about the money. That's all bullshit.
Money has a big part of it. Anyone in the world could say money don't mean a thing.
Yeah.
Until it's in front of you.
True.
I think, man, this is tough because
it is.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like with that reduced schedule and all that big money jumps, it's just all just a better deal in someone's head.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I could golf half as much and make double as much.
Which is so funny because all of us on this side are like, how could I golf twice as much?
Yeah.
These guys are like, no, I want to golf less. We're like, no, I want to golf way more.
Because it's at that point, too, where it's like, you got to remember, PGA Tour is weekly.
Yeah.
It's
not that weekly there's good tournaments.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like right now we're in like the fall FedEx season,
there's
whatever.
2 weeks left.
Like, when was the last time you saw Scotty Scheffler out there playing golf?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah. But I look back at it like, it's going to sound crazy, but
of course.
I'm into the WWE. They're always on the road. And I watch all their documentaries and like home life. Home life when you're traveling every week.
Yeah.
Is rough on you, rough on your family, rough on your kids. It's rough on your wife. It's just, it's something that's so hard to do and stay sane and keep everything together. Of course, money, they could buy whatever the hell they want.
Sure.
But with this reduced schedule, they're able to be at home more.
When you also think sort of the age of professional golfers in like, obviously, a lot of them really come up in their young 20s. A lot of them really like see their career building through their 20s and then even into their 30s, which is the age you build a family.
Yeah.
mostly speaking. I mean, obviously, I forgot there was some famous musician who's like 70 and having a kid or something. I was just reading about whatever, wild card. But either way, so you want to talk about the demanding travel schedule. Meanwhile, these guys are like, they have newborn kids and all this stuff like happening where a lot of times it's like, no, I'm going to settle down. Guys, I can't golf this weekend. Like, we got the baby, like, you know, doing all this stuff. And these guys are like, no, I'm going to be gone 40 weeks this year.
Yeah. And it even sucks. Like, of course, until a certain age, you could bring your baby with.
Yeah.
Until what happens with school.
Right.
And then you either have to get them homeschooled if they want to travel with you, or if they're in regular public or private school.
Well, and how do they build a life? I mean, where do you ride your bike and make friends and, you know, go skin your knee and all that? It's like, okay, cool. Like dad or mom or whoever the pro golfers wants the family to be together. So we all travel around and, you know, we stay in hotels and houses and we get to fly in private jets and all this stuff. It's like, but is that a childhood? Like, does that really qualify for like, you know, your friends from the block that you grew up with and all that stuff? And maybe it's not like that. Maybe where these guys live is so ridiculous that like that environment isn't there. I don't know.
And that's probably why you see a lot of like kids of Hollywood actors and famous people in general. They get in trouble with the law.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? Like a lot of drugs, just breaking the law, because they have all this money.
Yeah, most kids can't even afford drugs.
They have all this money and one parent's gone.
Yeah.
The whole time. So like, and especially if you have siblings, it's so much harder. And then when say like you're a professional golfer, golfing every weekend, your kid's in regular school, right? Monday through Friday. You're home Monday through maybe not, maybe Monday and Tuesday because of the practice rounds.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, you know, for pro golfers, they're just going from one tournament to the next.
Yeah.
Like, you know, sometimes they'll go home for like a night because they have a different travel style than us. They're not waiting in TSA, like whatever, I get it.
Yeah.
You know, but like they'll be home Sunday night, but by Monday, they're back out, you know, playing practice rounds. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday's the first round of the tournament. Like and I know a lot of these guys, they'll build their schedule for the year where they'll look and like, okay, I'm going to go on this 3-week stretch. And then this is a whatever dumb tournament nobody really cares about. We'll take that week off, back on, whatever. And it's wild. I mean, they look at their entire year and then they even look at like the majors, like how much golf do I want to be playing competitively leading up to a major? So they're even like strategizing in there. If they, you know, some of these guys are like, hey, I am not looking great on FedEx Cup points. I need to play these sort of lower end tournaments where I'll, you know, rank higher, finish, you know, higher position, get more points. I need that for my tour status. So it is interesting the way that these guys have to look at the year and say, what are my priorities? What is my family? What is my career? Where am I at? And then how do I balance all of these things and still be a successful golfer? And I think a lot of guys do it. Not everybody. I mean, Tony Finau just flies around with his like 100-person family, which I think is pretty cool.
You see how big his kid is?
He's humongous, dude. He's a great golfer too.
Yeah, I know. You saw that. I think we might have talked about that hole-in-one video with that kid.
Yeah, and he like, this kid's like same age. And he's like picking him up and dancing, like jumping around with him to celebrate. And the kid looks like he looks like the adult and the other one's a child, but they're the same age.
I had a kid like that. He passed away, unfortunately.
Oh,
but
man.
yeah. I played baseball with him. I was tiny like that one kid, and he was 6 foot by 12.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so you could see the combination.
Well, Rory McIlroy is talking about next year playing less golf. I mean, is he trying to start a family? Is he getting old? Is he tired of it? Is he sick of all the scrutiny? Did his U.S. Open debacle like finally get the best of him? What do you think is behind that?
Maybe I think it might be his wife.
Knew he should have went through that divorce.
Yeah, but is this an end of an era for him? Because you look at the legends.
Let me hear
past.
your points on this. Go on.
Look at the legends of the past.
Yeah.
John Daly, when he stopped playing consistently, you don't see him up in the leaderboards no more, especially now. And then the last example, Tiger Woods. What happened to Tiger Woods when he stopped playing consistently?
Well, right. I mean, he took that humongous multi-year break in like the 2010s. obviously had one of the most historical comebacks with the 2019 Masters win. But again, you're talking about one of the absolute best golfers in history.
Mm-hmm.
Rory McIlroy, I think, is one of the most famous golfers. He'll go down like on that list of most notable names ever. But in terms of like career accomplishments, I mean, unfortunately, kind of nowhere near Tiger Woods.
Mm-hmm.
And I do get it. Sport has changed, whatever, the whole thing. We don't need to get into all that. But, it will be interesting to see if he can play a reduced schedule, but still accomplish the majors and things like that he wants to win.
Yeah, because, I mean, how much do you think he's going to be practicing, too? That comes in the fact, too, because golf's one of those sports where if you're not playing, you're not getting better. Like, you could have one round and learn something or figure out something.
Yeah.
And then the next day, if you don't play, it's like you lose a day.
It'll also be interesting to find out if, sometimes these announcements come before something else that we don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
For example, he did announce that he was going to be divorcing his wife, and then he called off the divorce and all that stuff. Like, are there some big life changes coming that he wants to make some space for? And that'll be interesting to keep, sort of our ear to the ground. Is that what the term is? I don't know. Whatever.
Prediction?
Yeah.
I wonder if he got his wife pregnant and then she filed for divorce and then found out she was pregnant. Ooh. And then they got back together. Timeline seems great.
But when was that, back in like May or something? Like, I think by now we would know, potentially.
No, I thought it was more like August. I thought it was more open.
It was during a major.
I think it was the Open.
No, because it was one I was at and I missed the Open. So it was either, I think it was the PGA Championship. I think.
Even more so, that timeline checks out.
Either way, I think we would be able to see, but like there would be reports. Like,
who knows? She seems like she don't want to be part of nothing.
I'm leaning towards that's not the case. However, I'm also leaning towards I wish that's the case. Speaking of, changing schedules, did you hear this news that came out about Jason Day?
No.
He had, and it's old news that has finally surfaced, that Jason Day actually approached the folks at Live Golf and tried to put a deal together with them in the very early days.
Really?
Yeah. And what they said was they chose to decline putting together, some sort of a deal with him or an offer because his history of injuries.
No way.
Yeah. That they basically came out and said, or I don't know who said, but essentially the deal didn't go through because they weren't interested, because his career has been sort of riddled with injuries and they didn't want to put together a gigantic package for him. And then he goes right back on the injury list.
But they'll sign Anthony Kim, who hasn't golfed in over a decade.
Yeah, but I'd be really curious to know if he was requiring a massive downstroke or not. Like Jason Day very well could have been demanding some big player numbers, like a Dustin Johnson type number or something like that. Whereas I don't know that Anthony Kim came with a ton of weight behind his demands. I don't know.
A lot of people forget how good he was, or still is, but
yeah,
how dominant he was back in the day.
I'd love a documentary, like a full deep dive. And it could either be like
30 for 30.
Yes. Right. So it could even be like a series, like, it's like an episodic series, 10 parts, whatever, or just give me like a
you want
nice
10 parts.
Oh yeah, dude, I want the whole thing, dude, because we don't know what happened for that decade he was gone.
Oh, Anthony Kim?
I thought that's who we were talking about.
Oh, okay. Now I get it.
I thought that's who we were talking
about. Jason Day.
No. I'm sorry. Anthony Kim. That's where I was at. I want like a 10-part series of the rise of Anthony Kim, winning Ryder Cup, and then just the absolute disappearance, the surgeries, everything, and then he just is gone.
Because there's some, I heard when we were at Live Chicago, he was talking to someone, and he said something, and I was just walking by, and he said, yeah, there was a dark cloud over me for a long time. That's all I heard.
I mean, I know drugs were involved. He's made mention of that. Obviously tons of money. He had that insurance payout. I'd love to know, like, I would be assuming that in this series, that they would kind of go through and unravel all that. And then when he came back to play pro golf, did he owe that money back? Did Live Golf? Like, I want to know all of it.
Yeah, that would be, I think that might be better than the Tiger documentary.
Yeah, dude, because there's so much mystery around it. The way that he just up and left pro golf at the peak of his career and then vanishes, just gone.
Now, I wonder if Full Swing would get on that.
I don't know.
I feel like that might be a Full Swing thing.
And even if, like they sort of like take a player or two for each episode and then they kind of tell more about their life for those particular people, even if they just gave him an episode.
Oh, it would be
where
perfect.
We could dive in a little, like scratch some surface. Like, come on.
Yeah, because it was the biggest talk for a while as soon as he said, I'm coming back and playing. I don't know where, but I'm coming back and playing.
Well, and the wild thing too is, I discovered golf later on in life. I haven't been one of these like lifelong golfers. I think I like started really playing like when I was like 30, 38 now. So again, that's the length of my golf career. Prior to that, I wasn't watching golf. I didn't care about golf. I didn't know anything about golf. It just sort of found me. I'd never heard of him. I didn't know who he was. Like, I mean, I like kind of heard his name, like the way you hear other guys' names. And then as all of this started simmering, I'm like, I got to figure out who this guy is. Like, why is everybody talking about this vanished golfer? And ever since I dove in, whatever it was about a year ago, I am just like on the edge of my seat with this mystery.
Yeah, because I knew a little bit about him just because the old video games I used to play. Because the old Tiger Woods games, he was in them. Because pretty much all the big name golfers were in those games. Are you
good at the golf video games?
I'm really good at 2K.
2K, what does that mean?
PGA 2K.
Oh, I don't know what that
is. Yeah, 2K owns PGA Golf now for video games.
So I want to, what system is it on? All of them, like probably or whatever?
I think the newest, I know there's a 2020, there's a 2K23. I think there might be a 2K24 or it might be a different title. It might not be PGA. I think it might be World Golf or something.
We should plug it into this TV and have a showdown.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure you'll dominate me, but either way, I want to try because it's golf and I love golf.
You know what? I could nerf the difficulties so we could really like shoot big.
Kind of handicap it a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because there's with the different, especially with the new game. I don't have the new 2K. I have the year prior. You have to with the Joy-Con sticks.
That's
come
what they're
back.
called?
Yeah, the joysticks.
Joy-Con.
Yeah, Joy-Con sticks.
There's so many terms.
You go down and up. That's how you shoot.
And that's like your tempo, like backswing.
Yeah, but
downswing.
If you like when you come down and you're like this and this, slice. Well, for me, slice.
Yeah.
Lefty. You're gonna pull the.
Do you always pick
a
lefty because it looks like more natural to your eye?
Well, you make your own guy.
Oh, so you don't pick a guy? You're not like.
I mean, you can still pick a guy, but you can also have the choice to pick your own person.
You go like full career mode.
There is
head out on tour.
My player career mode. I have all the FedEx Cup points I could get right now because.
So you're Scotty Scheffler of whatever the game is.
I'm worse. I'm worse than Tiger in the 2000s.
Wow.
Yeah, like I've won every tournament by like 20, 40 strokes,
Christ.
Give or take.
Are there tricks like you're like, oh, I know, like once you get to here, if you just like jam the putt that way, it always goes in?
No. So it is tricky.
Okay.
And the one thing that I enjoy about it is that it's still hard to get a hole-in-one. Like I might have one or two hole-in-ones in my PGA 2K career. The tournaments are awesome. The courses are great. Dude,
we're doing this. We're gonna do a live. All right, hear me now. We're gonna do a live, and it's gonna be us playing whatever golf game, and it'll be the first time where I think you will absolutely dominate me in golf. But it kind of sounds fun.
It would be fun. Like we could we could make a Twitch account and.
Oh my God!
Throw up DansGolfWorld on there. We could put a camera, or we could use an iPhone. You could use iPhones now for like webcam. We could set up a webcam somewhere. Have us looking here playing. That would be fun.
All right, it's on. New project for when the show's over.
Yeah, that's easy. You got a PS5?
No. Is that what we need?
Or
I've got like an old Xbox. I forget. Like I need like new systems.
If not, I could grab mine. I could bring mine over. It'd be easy.
We need somebody to sponsor us system.
We need a system here. We need a golden tee.
Dude, speaking of epic legendary moments, Eli Manning.
Yeah, dude.
Remember at Augusta?
Uh-huh.
Dude, first of all, I don't recall any announcements of new members to Augusta.
Yeah, they usually keep them quiet.
Yeah, like even if you want to find like a verified list, it's very difficult because it's not like widely publicized information. But yet, what do they got, like a PR team out there like letting everybody know this year's new member inductees?
Well, there was two.
Who's the other one?
It was Eli Manning and Sean McManus. He is a former CBS sports chairman.
All right.
Big name in sports.
Sure.
But the cool thing is that there's only like 300 members around there for Augusta.
So here's what I wonder. Did 2 members drop out or did they just go to like 302 this year?
I don't know. I wonder how that system is if they keep a certain number, because it's weird because his brother, Peyton Manning, is already in it. So I don't know if they added 2 spots or who knows, old people could have, croaked and got out of there.
You ever hear those old rules where like one of the rules of Augusta National is you can never ask to be a member. You have to be invited, but you can't ask.
Mm-hmm.
But Eli, Peyton's brother, Peyton, is already a member.
He probably had some influence. But
I'm wondering, like, do you think his brother's like, you asked? I'm telling on you.
Well, you got to remember though, they're very popular now outside the game because they have their own NFL show.
Yeah, okay, I'm just curious though.
He probably had some say.
Yeah, like does he get to secretly like, hey, like, put a good word in for me?
He probably did.
Let's give him a little brotherly room where he's like, you know what, I'm not going to tell on you that you asked because you're my brother.
Yeah, I wonder, since it is invite only, I wonder if once you're in, you're in.
Yeah.
And I wonder if you've been in for a certain amount of years that you don't have to pay as much.
Which I would love to know what they're paying.
I wonder, and honestly, you have zero clue.
Yeah.
It could be freaking free for all we know.
Yeah. Or it could be like $78 million.
Yeah.
I mean, we have no concept of where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I would also love to know is sort of like a P&L sheet of Augusta National revenue.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Masters is such a wild moneymaker. I mean, the merch store alone, I forgot, I read some number. It's like $1 million an hour or something like that. I think they got about half of that from me. Whatever. Shut up, Gizmo. You know what I mean? But just to know, like, is membership like an almost like unimportant amount, or it's so much money to these guys like Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Condoleezza Rice, Roger Goodell? Is it some unbelievable number that they don't even care about? And that covers everything. And then the Masters is just, icing on the cake.
I'm going to see if I can look it up.
See if you can find something on this, because I don't know. There's so much hidden mystery around all of this that I want to peek. I want to just a little bit of, I don't know. I want to know the secret sauce. I want to know how this is working.
All right. Membership at Augusta National Golf Course is estimated to cost between $40,000 and $200,000 for initiation, plus a few thousand annually in dues.
That's nothing. I mean, comparatively speaking to some of the biggest clubs out there, that is absolutely nothing. There are clubs that are $250 to join, $500,000 to join, have these massive annual dues. To me, I would have a very hard time believing those numbers, only because for that club to be so exclusive and to think that there's other clubs out there that cost far more.
This is interesting too. So I'm just going to read this whole little paragraph right here. Augusta National is a private club that only allows a limited number of members and the guests. We know that. The club is known for being difficult to join. We know that. And there is no official waiting list. Some say the club asks people to be members rather than on the other way around, and we know that part.
Yeah.
But there is no like there's no list that they're like, oh, we wanted this guy a couple years ago, but it just didn't work out. We're going to put him on a wait list. He's the first one up.
And you're like, hey, just letting you know, you're like 4 away.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't exist. You just are hoping for your whole life until you die that maybe they just ask you to join.
And I like how there's only like the one big, I mean, of course, thousands of dollars every year. That's a few thousand, still a decent amount of change. But for a membership, that's nothing.
It's nothing.
It's all in the initiation fee.
But at the same time, that's not a unbelievable amount when it comes to the most exclusive golf clubs in the world.
Well, I would think it wouldn't be that bad.
I would think it would be the worst. I would think that there would be no other club more expensive than that one.
I don't think so because of how lucrative it is. Now, I understand lucrative means dollar signs, but it's so private and it's literally on its own island when it comes to golf and memberships and all that stuff. They could do whatever they want. So with it being private and they invite you, it doesn't matter the price.
But that's the point of me wanting to see the P&L sheet. That means that everything is funded off of the one tournament a year, the Masters. Meaning that they have no interest in membership, dues, money spent at the restaurant or in the pro shop. Like all of the money comes from the Masters then. Because the amount of land they own, there was somebody just talking about that they're putting in plans to buy like a 4 or 5 mile stretch of every house and every piece of property all the way to the main highway so they can have their own exit ramp. Like that is an unbelievable undertaking. And it's all based off of one tournament a year.
I got the P&L sheet from last year.
Stop it. Do you really?
Yeah.
Throw it up. I'm going to throw up. Let's see what we got here.
Slide it over.
Let's
I got to get this thing out of here.
A little bit of a financial breakdown here.
Financial breakdown. So.
Okay.
So we have, and I was scrolling down just to get out of the way. These are projects.
So this is like public information, huh?
Yeah.
Augusta.gov.
Audits.
Wait, is this the city of Augusta, not Augusta National Golf Course?
Damn. I think so. Augusta, GA. Yeah, it is. No.
I wonder if, if you could reverse engineer and figure out how much Augusta paid in taxes or something like that so you would understand the type of revenue they bring in.
Yeah, because right here, it was that. I don't think.
All right, here's what we'll do. Research project, and if we find anything interesting, we'll bring it back to next week's show.
Yep, we will.
All right.
Because that would have been pretty interesting.
On to other things that I found interesting in the world of golf while scrolling the internet. Joel Damon. I've heard it pronounced both ways. How does he say it? I think he says Joel Damon. I like Damon because it sounds funnier.
I like Damon too.
Sounds way funnier. It was a video on Instagram, but he was talking about how he learned to measure the wind and how that pertains to how it'll change your ball flight. And I found this very interesting. I sent it to you. It's a clip from Instagram. Pull this up, let it roll, because I think it's fun and could be interesting. Let's see what we got here. He's decent.
Have you seen this full video?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen a long version. I've seen that video that we just watched.
Yeah, that's from a new full length video I think those are the people.
Hold on. I'm going to grab this. It's my wife. And I got to make sure we're not having a baby. Hello? I'm right in the middle of the podcast, but I was answering the phone to make sure you weren't having a baby. No baby? All right, I'll call you back after. All right, bye. We're good. Not having a baby right now.
That's funny.
Show goes on. Okay.
Show goes on. But yeah, there's a full video of them playing together. I haven't seen it yet, but it looked pretty solid. So, and that's a cool take.
Yeah.
That is a cool take. So it's like,
how many ever steps? Like, right. Throw up the grass. It moves. Count it out with steps. Each step is 4 yards of hurt or 2 yards of help per step, depending on if you're hitting into the wind or with the wind, you know.
So like if we're playing, it's just a dead straight hole.
Yeah.
And it's blowing downwind, like down at the hole, off the tee box. Do the thing.
Throw the grass.
And make I had to make like four steps.
A lot of wind.
Yeah. So that would be
2 yards of help per step.
So that'd be 8 yards of help. That makes sense.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah. I like that. That's a
nice little helpful tip.
Yeah.
Because I will tell you what, I struggle in the wind.
So do I.
And I think it's because I don't have a system for practicing. You know, even if it's like windy and I go to the range, you know, like, I don't know. It's tough because when you're at the range, you're facing one direction. So you have whatever the wind is today, I can only practice wind coming off my right or whatever it is. But when you're on the golf course, you're hitting like the holes are in every direction. So it's not like, you know, like I need to practice wind in my face, wind off the left, wind off the right, wind in my back, like all these things. And then have a system for like what to do with that amount of wind. You know, it's like, okay, the wind's coming in off the right, but the hole's over there and I got water over there. Like I have no clue what to do. That is like a puzzle that I have no concept on how to solve.
I just try to hit it. I just hit it. I try to hit it straight.
You know what? And I have said this a million times. My biggest problem in the wind is I think about all that and then I don't hit good shots. It's like, the ball would have gone better if I ignored the wind and just focused on making a good swing instead of like, okay, I'm going to hit like a knockdown fade around, like a low run. And it's like, and then I just like miss the center of the face and it goes terrible. It's like, dude, just swing the club. Like,
yeah, that's you're not that good. I just try to hit the ball. I mean,
solid contact.
Solid contact. And luckily I've only been out a couple days where it's like obnoxiously windy. So like, it doesn't really
obnoxiously windy is that the word?
I have no clue.
Obnoxiously?
There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
I'll go with obnoxiously.
I need a dictionary. I need to start reading.
Could you imagine every time you're digging through the whole book, like trying to...
I could bring one. But like, wait.
I had a teacher who'd always tell me, like, if you don't know how to spell it, look it up in a dictionary. I'm like, well, how do I find it if I don't know how to spell it?
That's a good take.
That's a great take. That's the stupidest thing to tell somebody. If you don't know how to spell it, how do you find it in the thing that's alphabetized?
Yeah, back in the day, I used to get that too.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no.
It's like, you go cross-eyed, your eyes will get stuck. It's like, what? That is stupid shit.
I'm trying to spell pterodactyl, and I'm looking in the T's. No one told me it started with P.
Wait, what?
You didn't know pterodactyl spelled pterodactyl?
No, I don't think I've ever had to write that word down or try to read it. I would have no clue.
Are you serious?
No, I haven't considered it. I don't know. Like, I've never thought about that word.
You've never, like, read anything or, like, even saw, like, articles online about dinosaurs and shit?
Not to the point where it stood out to me and lasted in my memory that I would know that. Although I think if I saw it, like, written down, okay, Google pterodactyl and let's see what it looks like and see if otherwise, maybe I thought they were talking about something else. Now I'm the idiot.
Now I don't know how to spell it.
Let Google help you. Come on.
There we go. I got it. So the full term is pterodactylus. Yeah.
Look that up in the dictionary. I'm in the T's.
Yeah, so this is... Gotta click out of here. So if you see here, if I could pull it back up, there we go.
Here we go.
So a pterodactyl is a pterodactylus. So that's like the full term, but everyone just called them pterodactyls, and that's how you spell it.
Who named these? Like, if these things are millions of years old, but at some point, like in modern history, someone's like, well, we need to name all these things. It's like, well, I'll do it.
Pterodactyl.
Yeah. Like, no, you didn't hear me. I said pterodactyl. Wow.
Yeah.
Look it up in the dictionary. I'll never find it. You selfish teacher.
I think before they had wings, I think they were just called pterosaurs.
Dude, what is your thought on this theory that potentially dinosaurs are covered in feathers? That we would have no way of knowing from like archaeological digs and finding bones and all these reconstructive sort of, I don't know, methods they're trying. That's like, does anybody consider the fact that like what was on that skin?
I'm not sure. I know that there are like a tiger is from a saber-toothed tiger.
Yeah.
Elephants are from mammoths. I think ostriches are from something. Gators.
What about this idea that potentially, like if you look at like a T-Rex with its little baby arms, like that quite possibly is like, you know, what the start of some wings. Like maybe it's not, or like a feathered bird, like an ostrich.
Oh, you think some like evolution came in?
Yeah, like
like reverse evolution.
It is a complete assumption that these things were just big skin covered animal, like creatures or whatever they are. Like we don't know. But it's a great hypothesis to consider the fact that maybe they weren't just these like naked, just covered in skin animals. Like maybe there's a little hair, maybe a little fur, maybe some feathers. Like, I don't know. It changes everything.
I think Disney should just make their own Jurassic Park and just see how it goes.
Like do the real thing.
Yeah.
Are there like DNA specimens that exist that they could do that from? Like, is that possible? Someone's like, no, we shouldn't do it, but we could. We have the stuff right here.
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Here's the thing.
Like a shark, maybe.
I mean, here, if we understand that there are laboratories around the planet doing experiments that are terrible ideas, how are they going to bypass the idea of make a dinosaur if it's an option? I feel like if it was an option, there's no way somebody wouldn't do it.
Do you ever see those like fake, and this was like a couple years ago, they used to make this, there was a bunch of them. They would make like this cross genetical animal being, like new beings.
Yeah.
And they were 100% fake, but they looked real. Like the process of what they did, 'cause they just grabbed a whole bunch of B-roll from like labs and putting stuff together. And then they had, I think this is before AI, so somehow they made these together. Like AI was probably still around, but it's not what it is now. They would have these images and videos of these animals, and it could come down to like being an animal cruelty thing when they're fucking with the animals.
Sure.
But they would make these videos, and at that time I was like, are these real? And then I'm like, nah, these ain't real. Like they were making like legit look like Pokemon and stuff like that.
I mean, we gotta be realistic on the fact that there has to have been a lab sometime somewhere making some way out of pocket like experimental animal creatures.
What if like there's like this underwater like Atlantis that's got like a bubble dome on it, like deep in the depths of like the Mariana Trench?
Yeah. And
it's just a whole bunch of just dinosaurs just living in that joint. It's like an Earth inside of the Earth.
I mean, here's the thing. We live on a planet that is so massive, it's almost borderline impossible to comprehend.
Mm-hmm.
In a universe that is so expansive that it's even more impossible to comprehend. And yet we're just like these idiots walking around staring at our phones, like eating chips. Like there's gotta be stuff going on that we are just so clueless to.
Yeah, there's so much out there that I want to know and a lot of people want to know that probably will never happen. Like I'm excited to still see a megalodon. I still think megalodons are out there. Those super
there has
sharks.
to be. Like, have you ever seen like some of the biggest sharks in the world, and they'll have like a bite out of them?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who's biting?
Some saying
shark?
it's a killer whale. Some say it's just a bigger shark.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, how big's that damn shark that will bite a 20-foot long great white in half?
What about like giant like octopus or squid that are like unimaginably big? You know, I mean,
I believe
there's
in that.
These options as well.
Mm-hmm. Then you have the Galapagos monster.
I watched a documentary in the Galapagos Islands when I was like, I don't know, it was like 12 years ago, however long ago that was. What a cool ass place.
Mm-hmm.
What a wild place. Like these like series of islands where the evolution happened completely different. Like one lump of dirt over from that one. Completely different. Wild. Mind blowing.
It's another world out there, man.
Yeah. But yet there's this other theory where it was like these monkeys who learned how to do this thing with a stick and make a tool. And around the same time they discovered it, so did the monkeys on the other island. And so there's also this weird thing, like, yes, we're separate and we evolved completely different. But at the same time, there's like a universal consciousness that these things that are these non-human beings can share. It's wild.
Hey, do your fingers hurt?
Do my fingers hurt?
Wait, does anybody's fingers hurt?
My fingers are fine. Why?
Because Ben Stiller is back and ready for Happy Gilmore 2.
Oh my God. What an insane segue. Wow.
Yeah.
When is it supposed to come out?
March of next year.
March?
Yeah, so coming up.
Wow.
Yeah, Ben Stiller just was announced that he's coming back as Hal L. We have no clue what he's doing. The only thing that was released was a picture of him in his uniform with the Hal L name tag on there. We got Adam Sandler, of course, coming back as Happy. Julie Bowen, you guys seen her in Happy Gilmore 1 and Modern Family. She's coming back as Virginia Vinette. And Christopher McDonald, the good old Shooter McGavin, he's coming back as well.
Wait a second. Julie Bowen.
Mm-hmm.
She's like the mom in Modern Family or whatever. Yeah. She was the same.
Yeah.
Wait.
It took me a few years ago to figure that out too.
Stop it.
Yeah.
No way. Huh.
And fun fact.
Go on.
Adam Sandler movies had I think they had a 3 movie run of, it was Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, and The Waterboy.
Yeah.
All 3 of those movies have one thing in common.
Adam Sandler?
No, it has to do with the female lead.
I don't know.
The love interest. Think of the names.
V?
Double V initials.
Oh, like Veronica Vaughn?
Veronica Vaughn, Virginia Vinette, Vicky Van
Valancourt.
Yeah, Vicky
Valancourt.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Who knew?
I was under the influence one night and I was thinking about Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah.
And I put 2 and 2 together.
You were in a very contemplative state, huh?
Yeah, I was thinking a lot.
Yeah. Very like doing some mind work.
Mm-hmm. Mm. But it's pretty cool. And then other castings, check this out. They got Bad Bunny in there.
Wait, who's Bad Bunny?
The artist, the musician.
I've never heard of Bad Bunny.
Oh, I'll have
what
to
is
show
Bad
you.
Bunny?
He's from Puerto Rico. He does like what's the term for Hispanic music? What's that? Is that reggaeton?
Oh,
I don't. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if it's technically that or if it's rap.
Rapatone.
I can't read. Maxwell Jacob Friedman, AEW pro wrestlers in the movie.
Don't know who that is.
He's one of their big names.
That's a big get. Never heard of him.
Travis Kelce.
Heard of him.
John Daly.
Beautiful.
Benny Safdie. He was in Uncut Gems, Good Time, and The Curse. So he's worked with Adam Sandler.
Okay.
And then Margaret Qualley?
Sure.
She was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and then a movie called Made, and a show called The Leftovers. And those are everyone that's confirmed right now in the movie. But what are you looking forward to this movie?
Well, I don't know. I feel like comedy movies sort of vanished in terms of like, yeah, like the end of the era for me was, we had like Old School, Will Ferrell, that whole gang, and like getting into like Super Bad, like again, like really, really funny movies. And then I feel like it sort of ended. And then we went through this like decade or so long drought of not like deeply funny, mildly offensive, like just great classic comedy movies. And I don't know why, but there's like a glimmer of hope in me that maybe, it's happening in comedy. I mean, you listen to like Shane Gillis, he's using all of like the no words and he doesn't care. He's just like doing it. He's like, I'm saying what I want and you can choose to try and cancel me, but I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep doing it. Are we at a point where maybe that they're going to go old school comedy, or are we going to get like the politically correct, careful comedy and just train wreck this thing that we're all so excited about?
I hope it's old school because I could see it slowly making a comeback. Great show, Kill Tony. It's so popular right now.
Of course.
Ever since the Tom Brady roast, Tony Hinchcliffe has been going off, but he's been going off for years.
Sure. Just nobody knew it.
No, well, a lot of people knew it, but now...
Comparatively speaking. I mean,
almost
he's
everyone
Madison
knows
Square
it.
Garden multiple nights. I mean, he's the biggest comedy podcast, on the planet.
And they're brutal.
Brutal.
Like, I'm talking like if a YouTuber went to go make those claims, not claims, but like jokes or going after someone in that manner, they get kicked off the software. Like they're
the
canceled.
Dr. Phil character is so out of pocket. Which one was your favorite? No. Oh my God.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna go back to old school, but at the same time, he hasn't really had good luck with sequels.
Yeah.
I have right here. I have
like there's no way on the planet they could do a Big Daddy 2.
No.
Like it's not possible. One of my absolute favorite movies of all time, like one of the most quotable movies. That was one I had on VHS. I don't know if you're old enough to even know what those are. Okay, good. I was just checking. And I used to play the thing on repeat. One of my favorite movies still to this day of all time. I don't think a Big Daddy 2, if it came today, would work or make any sense or even be remotely funny.
Yeah. Same with like, you can't do a Waterboy 2.
No,
you can't do a Wedding Singer 2.
No.
I mean, you could do a Billy Madison 2.
You could, but I guess, is he going back to school or is it like his kid? Now he's like the rich dad and like,
I saw some like fan made like outline. And it was like, Billy Madison's now a teacher, married to Veronica Vaughn. And
could you imagine?
And his kid's struggling, and he like hated school and stuff. And then he goes, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave my job, and I'm gonna go to school with him.
Of course.
And then it turns out like he ends up being one of the cool guys, and just funny stuff. But in these Rotten Tomato scores, you'll notice that they're very low.
Yeah.
So like, and I thought this one was a great movie, but a lot of people didn't. Was Grown Ups 2 in 2013 only has 8% on Rotten Tomatoes.
You know what? I haven't seen any of the Grown Ups.
You got to watch the first one.
I'm sure I do. Add it. We were talking about putting it on the list.
Add it to the list.
Put it on the list.
Added. Hotel Transylvania 2 in 2015 at 57%.
Dude, my kids are obsessed with all the Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah, there's like 7 of them now.
Never seen any of them.
Murder Mystery 2 in 2013 is at 45% on Rotten Tomatoes. The first one was really good.
I saw like a few minutes of the first one.
First one was really good.
Huh.
But yeah, I'm just hoping that they don't mess it up. He's been on a good streak with some good movies lately, like with that basketball movie. I forgot what that's called. Uncut Gems. And
I watched Uncut Gems. Incredible movie. Ending blew my mind. The basketball movie was great.
It was awesome.
I'm like, is this a real story? Like I couldn't tell.
It was.
Like, was it? I had no idea. The whole
I'm
time
pretty sure it was a real story.
It was real to me. Either way, it doesn't matter.
It was really good. So I'm hoping that he delivers still again. My phone just fell out of my pocket.
It's all right. Maybe you're having a baby. You might want to answer that.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah, I have high hopes. I'm truly, honestly hoping for the best. Because you know what? I would love. Okay, Wolf of Wall Street is hands down one of my favorite movies of all time. I've watched it. Thank you. I've watched it so many times, and I can always rewatch it. Like if it's on, I'm like, oh, keep this on. Like, well, don't turn it off. Like, it was a great movie. Just keep it on. Like, that's what I need. I need another, like for me, Uncut Gems. I don't need to see it again. It was great. I was so glad I saw it. Happy. Great time. I'm not going to, like, watch it all the time.
You want like a Forrest Gump.
That's what we watched it with my kids for the first time this weekend.
No
I don't even
way.
know if you're supposed to watch it with kids. Whatever. There was like, the part where like Jenna is like kind of like nude and playing guitar and all that stuff. Like a little awkward, fine. Nothing's shown. It's like PG-13, whatever. But either way, again, it's another movie you could just watch. Like it doesn't matter what part of the movie it is. You can just like join right in and watch.
That's how it is in my house. Whenever there's Forrest Gump on, wherever it's at,
it doesn't matter.
You put it on, you watch it.
Any part's a great part. My dream would be Happy Gilmore 2 is like Happy Gilmore 1 in the fact that you can just watch it anytime, anywhere. It's always a great watch. That is the ideal scenario. That not only do we get a good movie, not only is it a fun movie, but it is one of these sort of timeless, rewatchable movies like a Tommy Boy, if you will.
Yeah, and if it doesn't, it's going to be one real disappointment.
Because there are a lot of people who are really, really excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do some clips?
Yeah. Let's go to the clips.
Dude, let's go to the clips.
So this is our weekly segment. At the end of every show, we grab a whole bunch of clips together.
Yeah.
And see if we can come up with some.
It's essentially like, for me, and I don't know how it goes for you, throughout the week, I'm like everybody. I scroll. I'm a scroller. I doom scroll, especially when I'm, sitting on the toilet or whatever, or laying in bed or standing in line or pretty much doing anything. And whenever I think this is something that I think I could either get Josh to laugh at, find interesting, or something I found interesting, I hit the little save button. And then once a week, we throw the best ones into a pile. Anyway, this one, I like to title mine. That's what I do. I just said, this dude is living in 3008. This is brilliant.
Hey, baby, if you can make me laugh, you could get some tonight.
I have to make you laugh. I didn't say anything.
His laugh kills me.
Oh, I am so trying that. I am so trying that. That is hilarious.
That is so good.
That is so funny.
Any good comments real quick? Yeah. Rumor has it he's still laughing to this day.
Oh my
That's
God.
so good.
She meant business with that joke.
You scammed her.
Man.
That's great. Okay, next one. I want to know, Josh, are you old enough to remember this? Here, and it's captioned, people will never know how much this commercial influenced our conversations in middle school. I want to know if you are aware of this.
Hello? Hey, who? What's up? Nothing, B. Just watching the game, having a bud. What's up with you?
Nothing. Watching the game, having a bud.
True.
What's up? What's up? Yo, what's up?
Yo, pick up the phone.
Hello? What's up? What's up?
I miss house phones.
Yo, where's Dookie? Yo, Dookie. Yo. What's up? What's up?
You can just pick up the phone in another room and join the call.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hello?
So what's up, B?
Dude, do you remember this? Is this a part of your memory of childhood?
Yeah. So actually, I didn't discover this until I was around like 8 or 9.
Okay.
Or maybe even 10. And it was by a YouTube channel called The Annoying Orange.
Oh, so you don't know it from like
Scary movie.
From TV. This commercial was never on.
No, I don't know this commercial.
Okay.
But I know the What's Up from The Annoying Orange. I don't know if you remember that channel.
No.
I think it ended up having its own little TV show on Nickelodeon or something.
Okay.
But that originated from Scary Movie 1.
Yes.
So I know after that I watched Scary Movie 1. I'm like, oh yeah, I know the what's up, yeah.
So you're not lost on it, but you just weren't there at the time when it was happening in real time.
I'll be honest with you. I initially thought that before like starting it, I thought this clip was going to be one of those drug ones where they're like,
oh yeah, like this is your brain on drugs.
No,
it's like a fried egg.
No, and it's the ones where you're flat.
Oh, and like you deflate.
You're in the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that sounds fun.
What is this one?
Okay, I want to know, like, at what point you can guess what. Go ahead, you can hit play. It takes a minute here. This guy's on a motorcycle. He's clearly pulled over. He's going back for something. And when he finally acquires it, I want to know if this is at all what you thought was happening.
What is he doing? Oh, it's a dog.
There it is. That's what he had to go get.
He was hopping
the whole time. The whole time. The intro makes a little more sense now.
Yeah.
Dude.
What?
How insane is that? He's cruising along, whizzing down the road on his motorcycle, and his prosthetic leg falls off. Thankfully ends up like on the side of the road, like not in the middle of traffic. Gets run over 400 times. Did you see that coming?
No, I thought he was going after a dog.
What an insane sort of like reveal moment at the end there.
That's nuts.
Like, dude, your foot is over there in the ditch. Absolutely one of those wait for it videos. Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely one of those wait for it videos. That was pretty different.
This guy says, I can see how this video can be funny, but it mostly just made me sad that nobody tried to help a guy with one leg literally hopping across the interstate.
Well, that's so difficult.
And like to help somebody is difficult?
No, on the interstate. It's so hard to, especially when you just see them too.
Well, right. Because you could see how far he was from his foot to where he stopped. So like when you see something, the closest you can be is like 400 yards past him by the time you pull over, which is already wildly dangerous. But I mean, it is a good point though. Like, I mean, a 1-footed guy with his like motorcycle helmet hopping along, but yeah, you are very right. It's not the ideal situation.
And a lot of like, I feel bad sometimes. Like I'll see people like just by themselves, like out on the side of the street.
Yeah.
I ain't helping you.
I tell you what, when I become the most generous and help people on the side of the road is winter stuck in the ditch, because it's just such a helpless situation and it's so tough. Like here in the Midwest, of course, I don't know wherever you guys live, but we get deep snow and it happens all the time where somebody just slides, it's little black ice or whatever it is.
Going.
That's it. And they end up in the ditch. And it's like, just like with a little help, if somebody could be in there, like kind of rocking it and back and forth and just give something like a little push. I don't know. I will never help somebody change a tire. You know what I mean? Like, I remember why I don't help people. There was a kid a couple years older than me. He went to go help someone on the side of the road, highway, got hit and got killed. Yeah, you can't, like, I'm not pushing somebody out of the ditch on I-80.
No.
Like, no. Like, you got to be like going down like whatever Spalding Avenue or something like that. Yeah, because that is such an incredibly dangerous place to be. Because it all goes bad, and one car is not looking, and everybody's swerving and slamming on their brakes.
And everyone wants
pile up.
Everyone wants to drive on the whatever it's called on the side there.
The shoulder.
The shoulder. Everyone like, especially like I drive out to Indiana all the time.
Yeah.
Everyone does that out there.
Dude,
it sucks. Now I got some fun.
I got one more.
Oh, you got one more?
Yeah. Did you have one more?
Did you put it in?
Thought so. It was the last one. It's called Jesus Bridge.
I got you. Let me open it.
All right, here we go.
Got it right here.
I'm just curious your comfort level with this here. I love there's also like a life ring beforehand, but this is the cart path.
That's wild, right?
That's a cart path?
Yeah.
They're on a golf course on the cart path right here. I want to know how many golf carts did not make it across Jesus Bridge. Like right now, even there, like if I'm looking off to the side, I'm driving off this thing. I'm not staying on there looking around.
I'm looking for the animatronics coming out of the water.
Yeah, dude. That's wild, right? Whose idea is that? Who thinks I know what we'll do? We'll put the bridge underwater.
Yeah, but at that same time, you're screwed if there's a flood.
Nothing more annoying than showing a great golf course and not saying the course name / location. That is so true, because I wanted to look up the name of this course to know like where this was.
Watch it not even be a golf course.
Who even knows at this point? That's wild, though.
It is.
Who does it?
It is a weird bridge.
It is.
Like, that's something, too, like, especially, like, if that was in Florida, do you know how many gators would be on that bridge?
Oh, my God. That just hit like a weird fear button. That, oh, my God. Ugh.
There would probably be, like, 20 gators.
Did you ever see that dude who, like, goes out in, like, the swamps at night and, like, just picks up, like, random snakes and, like, touches gators and stuff? Like, that it freaks me out to be driving down the road and see a gator in a pond 300 yards away.
There's a guy, you know, Two-Turn Tony?
No.
TikToker. He's been doing some golf media now, some golf social media.
Welcome to the club, Two-Turn Tony.
He has a buddy that got bit bad.
No.
Yeah,
no.
I don't know the whole situation.
Did
but
he deserve it though? Like, or was it out of nowhere?
I think it was out of nowhere. I don't
Which
know.
is the worst.
I don't know the concepts. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
All I saw was the video of him like crying, saying he might lose his leg.
No.
Like he got bit bad. He got messed up,
bro.
Because you know you could survive a gator attack if it's just minor. I mean, you could survive it anyways, but
yeah,
if it's severe enough, you're losing limbs.
Well, yeah. Especially like they start dragging you in. Like there's no getting away.
And then they start doing the roll.
Oh my God, just twist your leg off. It's insane though when they do that to each other and they'll just like snag their buddy's leg and just roll and destroy it. And it's like pointed up and backwards.
Now I got some funny ones for you.
All right, let's go.
All right, so this one.
All right, mine are done.
This is from a game that this guy usually plays. It's called Undodgeball, he calls it.
Okay.
And this is just a little piece of it. So you get points for whatever you hit on your body, but the opponent is blindfolded.
Yeah.
So this is what happened.
Oh.
Dude, actually. Oh my gosh, it hurts! Ow!
First toss, dude's done.
The tip is gone!
The tip is gone.
Seared off! Oh, it seared it right off! Oh!
What a terrible game. Oh. Oh.
This guy was on America's Got Talent for catching marshmallows in his mouth.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, he's that guy?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see?
He like spits them out really aggressively. He's like,
oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. The tip is gone.
The tip is gone. All right, so have you ever been to Disney on Ice? Did you ever take the kids to like Disney on Ice?
No, I haven't. But I was on a cruise that had an ice skating rink, and
That's weird.
Dude, that's how big the ship was.
No, but you would think, is it indoor?
Yeah.
Okay, if it was outdoor, that thing would
It was
not
like one of the
survive.
theaters converted into an ice rink, and then they did like a whole like character dress up show. So
Yeah, so kind of like this.
Dude, bullseye.
nailed
Absolute
him.
bullseye.
Now, could you imagine that? Like, if you're like an actor in this and the audience has participation, as in
Yeah.
throwing snowballs, artificial snowballs that
Yeah.
probably hurt twice as much as a hard
yeah.
snowball.
Dude. Wow. He was dialed too. What a great throw.
Mm-hmm. Now,
Proud of him.
This one's hilarious.
Oh no. He didn't even care. Dude, how long would that kid have been in there?
Oh, he probably would have been in
Forever?
there for until
His 18th birthday?
someone
Like,
came in the door.
Dude, that is insane. The kid's got a big grin on his face too.
Yeah.
And the kid inside the door didn't care. He was like, "Oh yeah, what's up?" Like, "Oh, you want to come in?"
He probably thought it was fun. They've probably done this before.
Yeah.
They've probably done
Well,
that
and like
before.
for his size, the room is probably like huge in there. He's like, "Oh, do you want to come in? Like, it's just great in here. It's nice. What a great time." Dude's just happy to be there. That's what the comment said.
Bro just accepted his fate at the end.
Literally a bump ahead. Why do we need this much water for 3? No, don't go fast. Don't go fast. Jack, stop.
Okay. What is this chain he's wearing or
Yeah,
necklace
I know.
or whatever
I was
that
saying
is?
the same thing. Look at that thing.
Dude, but look, and I also love how many locations they have Cubs from. I mean, this took a lot of
They got Chick-fil-A, McDonald's. I don't know what this.
whatever the black and red writing cup is. I don't even know what that is. What a lot of effort in this.
Yeah.
Dude, that is so fun. I want to do that on a golf cart. My goal for next year is to find a way to get Gary set up on this.
Okay.
Like, hey, Gary, could you hold this? Or here, let's bring waters. I don't know, some way where he's just got an armful of waters. I wanna
Water
do
cups.
this. Yeah,
Water cups.
of course, water cups. No lid, just raw dog in it.
Now, this is from an LPGA event.
Okay.
You'll not believe this.
Powerful swing of Bianca
It's the
Pogdanovic.
last one.
Yeah, team
Great
moved up today
swing.
going with driver. This one though down the left side, it's gonna struggle to stay in the fairway.
Big hop.
Ow. It's in my
Yeah.
arm.
Wait.
Oh my goodness. It's in her elbow. How about that? Powerful swing of
I'll watch it
Bianca
again.
Pogdanovic.
Yeah, team
All right,
moved
now
up
I at
today
least know
going
where
with
it's
driver.
going.
This one though down the left side, it's gonna struggle to stay in the fairway.
Took a quick hop.
Big hop.
Ow. It's in my
Yeah.
arm.
Oh my goodness.
Is that the right thing to do? Just let it drop?
That's what did you hear the announcer? The announcer said, drop it.
I mean, I think it was, or the camera guy or somebody said, just let it drop.
Yeah.
But there's so many times we've seen like these replays where somebody has the ball, like it lands in their pocket and they wait for the official to come over and then like they unofficially set it down.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What are the odds there?
Yeah. Luckily, it wasn't her head.
Oh my God. Dude,
But I always think of the worst case scenario.
Well, because we did the story last week about the guy who took one to the eye and he's never going to be able to see out of that eyeball again. And like she just casually catches it like in the crease of her arm. Wow. Dude, that's wild.
Yeah. And all you hear is just drop it. She just goes,
Meow.
and it's gone. The funny thing is that she looks directly at the camera and goes, ow.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, man.
Great clips this week.
Yeah.
I feel good about it. All right. That's all for now. Nailed it. You got anything else?
No.
I don't have anything else. Well, I guess that's it for the show this week, folks. Thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you 1 week from now.